Hello there, fellow NPCs. I'm Scythe, and today we're getting back into Everlasting Summer. We are officially on the Alisa path right now. We have started day 6, and that is when you can start a path officially. Depending on the amount of points you get in different girls, you are starting different routes, things like that. And now, day 6, Alisa has something planned for me for tonight. We will see what happens then. I don't actually remember it. I might have a memory of it, in which case I might actually have to censor some things in this video. Well, we'll see about that. But we are right now outside of the canteen. It's the early morning before the breakfast is even served, and we are meeting up with Elena. She sort of did confess yesterday to me, so we'll see if she still thinks like that today. So yeah, we'll see how all that goes. Let's go. I looked up and saw Lena standing in front of me. She was smiling. You too. All of last night's events flashed before my eyes. Listen. If this is about yesterday, please don't. She interrupted me sharply. I don't know what came over me. It was all... Just forget about it. She stared at me. Lena seemed much more confident than usual. If only it was all that simple. There's nothing complicated about this. She sat down next to me. So close I felt a bit awkward, but made no attempt to move away from her. Sometimes I have disputes with Alisa. Yeah, I realized. I see. But in this case, it happened because of me. Who knows? She answered, lost in thought. So that's why, I'm embarrassed. Perhaps I really am to blame. Or rather, I'm not trying to say that I'm not to blame, but I was trying to explain myself like a 5th grader to a teacher. Okay, don't. As I said, nothing serious happened. If you think so, you should just think about how to act from now on. Not again. I covered my face with my hands, clearly showing that I have absolutely no idea what's going on here, and that everything, to put it mildly, is very unpleasant for me. Could you express yourself any clearer? What for? She said evasively. Look, if I don't know what I did wrong, I can't do better. That is very true. People who keep on saying do better and then also say you know what you did wrong, they are part of the problem, So don't let people order you around without actually explaining what you did wrong. Bunch of idiots, those people. I can't decide on how to act, as you say. I think you'll understand. I would like to believe that as well, but... Son of a fuck, that was loud! The canteen door suddenly flew up, and Olga Dmitrievna came out. Sitting around hungry this early? She said playfully. Good morning, Lena said merrily. She got up and headed inside. Shall we? Yeah, sure. We were not done talking, but pioneers had appeared out of nowhere and flooded the place. By the time I got my breakfast, Elena was already sitting, surrounded by Miku, Senya, and Slavia. Sadly, there were no more free chairs at their table. Feeling down and deliberately not saying hi to anybody, I headed to my favorite place in the far corner of the canteen. I chewed my oatmeal. It really was chewy today. I washed it down with some cold tea. Then I began to watch the others. All the pioneers seemed to be there here. Some were chatting, some, like Electronic and Shurik, were immersed in chewing, and some were gawping around like me. I was just about to leave when Uliana jumped over my table, with her tray heaped with my food. Bon appetit, she blurted. Stealing again? I asked, openly staring at her tray. A growing body requires a lot of calories. Yeah, you really should grow up a bit, I whispered. What? I didn't think she heard me. Nothing. I headed out. Leaving so soon? She yelled at my back, disheartened. I gave no answer. I should have taken the washing up stuff back in. I don't want to carry it all around all day. Besides, what am I going to do today? Nothing at all came to mind. I was in such a mood that it seemed like someone was going to show up and invite me on a journey. Well, we are waiting for Alisa. Okay, that was a strange transition. Suddenly we were in the cabin and now we're getting out of it. Okay. I left the camp leader's cabin and paused for a moment, then heard a voice calling out to me. Semyon. It was Slavia. Busy? No. Can you help me? Of course. I didn't want to look for answers on a wonderful day like this. A couple dozen hours wouldn't change my situation after all. What is it? You should have stopped by the Cybernetics Club. I don't know why exactly. They'll tell you everything. The unfortunate inventors again. Alright. Thank you. She gave me a nice smile and ran off. So, a journey to the enemy's lair lies ahead of me. To the lair of the evil Dr. Electronic and the diabolical Professor Schurig. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I pushed the door firmly and entered. Semyon, Electronic said a bit ominously, glancing up from some contraption he had been poking with a screwdriver. Slavia sent me. I know. And? What? The second door opened and Schurig came in. Semyon. He greeted me in the same tone Electronic had. I was last time I checked. I joked. So, what do you need from me? We have an important task for you. I'm listening. The nurse came by yesterday. He stopped as if he wasn't going to continue. So? I asked carefully. So we have an important mission for you. I got that already. You are to deliver a package to her. Can't you do that yourself? The infirmary is right over there. I said skeptically. We can't, Electronic said, surprised. What a weird couple indeed. I see. Not another heavy bag, I hope? No, nothing like that. He smiled. Alright, fine. I carefully agreed. Hold on. Schurig disappeared through the door and soon came back holding something wrapped in paper. Yes, be careful. Alright. I took the package. If the Pioneer weren't passing me the key to the pearly gates, it still looked like they were at least giving me the Olympic torch. Can I go? Of course, Electronic said threateningly. Of course. Is that threatening? Yes, be careful, Schurig pleaded. Why? What's up here? Outside, I took a good look at the package. They never told me not to open it. Although it would make sense to go further on. I quickly walked to the square and, making sure nobody was following, slipped into the forest. Ooh, so what's in this mysterious package? Let's check and find out. I just stood there for a while, indecisive, looking at the package. I wonder, what's in it? Why is it so important for them? Why couldn't they take it themselves? I had a lot of questions. And I opened the package and saw a bottle of Stolichnaya vodka. Well, so what? Pioneers bringing a bottle of vodka to the nurse. Or rather, I'm doing it for them. Happens every day. I wrapped the bottle back up and scratched my head. This isn't weird anymore, this is just stupid. So stupid I couldn't think of one intelligent theory. I stood there for a while longer and thought I shouldn't let such a wonderful chance slip away. I quickly walked to the camp leader's cabin. Oh? Thank God Olga Dmitrievna was not here. I snuck inside and began to rifle through the contents of the table drawer. Soon, the vodka was in a soda bottle, while in its place was some water for the plants. Hell yeah, he's sneaking in the vodka for himself. Happy with my clever plan, I went out and skipped along the way to the infirmary. Seriously, what is so wrong about that? They almost got me into a trap. If the camp leader had seen me, if anyone else had, I could have managed myself. So it was absolutely nothing. I gathered all my strength and knocked on the infirmary door. Hello, Pioneer. Hello, I have a package for you, a bottle for your armpit. I mean a package for your cabinet. Armpit. Is armpit and cabinet similar in Russian? Is it something like that? Well, yeah, I got a package for you, lady. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he is thinking, alright? I was so euphoric I began to talk nonsense. Ah, she said. Hand it over. I handed her the package. The nurse stuffed it into a desk drawer without looking. You didn't open it, did you? No, of course not, I blurted out. Good boy. Alright, so I'll be... Go, Pioneer. I closed the door behind me and let out a sigh. I wonder if we're going to learn more about the nurse throughout all of the gameplays, because I don't remember anything like that the first time I played it. But she does show up every now and then. She have beer, we give her vodka, she has a thing for a pioneer like me, apparently. What exactly is she up to? I could always pin this on the crazy inventors, and in my situation I could really use even the most basic form of stress relief. I came to the square. The clock showed noon. That meant dinner was coming. I sat on the bench with a solid intention of not moving from here until the come and get it bell sound comes. Pioneers were running by. They were smiling and shouting merrily. Yes, the day was definitely a wonderful one. I glanced over the square and saw Lena approaching. Relaxing? Something like that. She sat by me and looked at the sky. Nice day, huh? It is. It was a bit awkward. Lena seemed different. She was not embarrassed. Her face was not red. She was confident. Okay. So, about that conversation. I told you everything already. Yeah, but just forget about it. If you say so. We sat for a little longer in silence. I just can't. Not like that. So, what do you think about Alisa? She said, ignoring my inquiry. What do I think about Alisa? I repeated, lost in thought. I don't really know. Why? You're just so worried about yesterday. Well, of course, but what does that have to do with it? There's a direct connection there. She laughed. Let's assume. So what? Well, and again I started thinking. Really, what do I think of her? Well, she can be arrogant at sometimes. That's right. What else can I say? Now that I think of it, I don't know Alisa at all. The way she acts does annoy me sometimes. If you were wondering if I had any negative feelings about her, then no. I mean, she gets carried away, but everyone has their quirks. Lena stared at me. Really? Did I say something wrong? No, not really. Time for lunch. She laughed out loud one more time, just before the lunch bell sound came. Alright, see ya. I didn't stop her, although I had a lot of questions left. But how do I ask them? And should I? I got up and slowly shuffled to the canteen. There were only a few spots left, so I had to sit with electronic in Zurich. Did you deliver it? Yeah. I answered lazily, poking my fork at the buckwheat kasha. No incidents? No incidents. What was in there anyway? You didn't open it, did you? He stared. No. Great. Is the nurse gonna dangle the Zurich and the electronic by the ankles from the rooftops for stealing her vodka? Finishing my meal, I went out. I was struck by a sudden yawn. Taking a nap wouldn't be a bad idea. I headed to the camp leader's cabin. I felt like the summer sun was going to melt the whole planet, together with all its inhabitants. There was nowhere to hide. The sunlight seemed to reflect from every surface. Looking up, you risked going blind. Using my last bit of strength, I pulled the door handle, entered the room and fell onto the bed. Of course, I wouldn't expect the cabin to be really cool, but it was much better than outside. Blissfully, I stretched out on the bed and closed my eyes. Strangely, sleep deserted me. I was overwhelmed with thoughts teeming in my head. Here is another theory, a solution to the problem how I got here. Here is the explanation of what's going on here. And here is the true form of all those inhabiting this place. Okay. I remembered Lena saying, "What do you think about Alisa?" Seriously, what do I think of her? Well, what can I think of a person I've only known for a few days? If you're an American TV show or movie, then you can fall head over heels with a person, in just a few days. Can I just draw conclusions based on a couple of words and deeds? Although her deeds... I laughed a bit. Any relevant organization would draw the right conclusion based on the monument bombing. Still though, I don't care. Maybe I really don't think anything of her. Can one be interested in a person who's not interesting? No, that's some sort of absurdity. I knock on the door. Come in. I was too lazy to get up, so I just sat up a little bit. The door opened and I saw Alisa. What a coincidence. She stopped, unsure, and stared at me for a couple of seconds. I guess you were looking for the camp leader? Why would she, though? No. What's up then? I was looking for you. She sounded calm and not aggressive at all. I caught myself thinking I was not afraid of her and had no concern when she behaved like that, normally. What for? I want to make everything clear. She sat on the bed across from me. What exactly? I want to clean up any misunderstandings or miscommunications. Alright, I'm up for that. Have you spoken with Lena today? Yes. About what? Nothing really. You're lying. Alisa looked stiff and worried. She crossed her legs and bit her lip. You do understand I'm always assumed to be guilty whenever anything happens. Well, you always are guilty, I said thoughtlessly. A spark flashed in her eyes, but she kept talking calmly. Maybe. But in this case, me and Lena, we're always like that. Even if she starts something, she's all innocent and I take all the blame. So you're saying that Lena... Actually, I don't really know what you're saying. You never understand anything, do you? She fumed. This is strange. I wouldn't call myself slow. Well, I sure as hell would. Mother... damn he's slow. But she also said she wanted to clear things up, and she hasn't cleared anything up just yet. So explain. You do know Lena likes you. She went red after those words. No, I answered truthfully. Well, now you do. Now I do. An uncomfortable silence overtook the room. I was processing what she said, and Alisa seemed unsure of how to continue the conversation. Lena likes me. Could I ever have guessed? Unlikely. My intuition is usually good, but when it's about me and my feelings, it does not work at all. The weirdest thing was, I accepted the news with almost no worries. Right at the moment I was listening to Alisa, I was focused only on her. I could think about the rest later. And she thinks I'm gonna steal you away from her. She thinks that all the time, understand? Even though it's always the other way around. Everyone looks at her because she is such an angel and nobody pays any attention to me. To them I'm just a shoulder to cry on. Alisa started screaming. Look, please don't get so upset. I don't think of you like that. Of course. I still had no idea what forced her to be so honest. And I didn't know how to react. Moreover, I was not worried at all. It was like I was watching another episode of some TV series, and what was going on in the room was on the other side of the screen. I understand. I was the reason for all of it. But today Lena said it was okay. That's just like her. You probably realize that she's not as quiet as she wants to seem. I started to guess. If I can do anything, tell me. Alisa raised her eyes. Only then did I see she's been crying. Some sort of worry stirred inside of me. I could not treat this conversation like I was an outsider anymore. Do you like Lena? Or do you like me? I guess I should have expected a question like that, but I just wasn't ready. Just like that? Lena is nice, of course. But Alisa has her good points as well. Does she though? I'm not so sure of that. Besides, the way she was at the moment, she could seriously compete with Lena. I don't really know you two at all. A question like that, it's difficult to answer directly. If I could say no, I would have, at that very moment. But I only had one chance for the other answer as well. And I didn't know what to choose. You did want the situation to resolve itself. Of course, but... Why but again? Why again? Why? Dude, what the fuck is this conversation? Look, we're going nowhere with this. Well, answer then. Her face fell back into its usual bold arrogance. I need time to think. Well, go ahead and think. Alisa stood up abruptly and headed out. Don't forget we have plans for tonight, she said on the threshold, smiling. The door closed behind her before I could say anything. Plans? What kind of plans? Dude! What? Have you forgotten that you made plans at the pier? The talk with Alisa left a heavy impression on me. So, Lena likes me. Yeah, we've concluded that. We've established that like 2 or 3 times now. On its own, the news could shock and startle, and I, above that, was also forced to make a choice. A difficult one, to put it mildly. And any choice I make, it would be a mistake for someone. If only I could refuse them both. Although, I didn't like the word refuse itself. If I could just answer her question with a no, it would be easier. But I knew it couldn't work like that. After I talked to Alisa, I realized nothing would ever be the same again. It can't be, no matter what happens. And I'll have to make a decision. Since I rejected the no scenario, I needed to pick a positive solution. Okay, we're getting a good ending here, it would seem. If, of course, I could live with it. But I was sure that out of all the possible outcomes, there's one that won't just satisfy everyone, but would also be the one that I would want to strive for. What? How? What? Oh! Oh, is this the bad ending for Alisa then? And the choice seems obvious. Lena. Oh! Well, okay. I'm fine with that. Just means I have to do a good run for Alisa later on. She's pretty. She's cute. She's kind. But then again, there was something about Alisa that attracted me. Fuck off, that's loud. Suddenly the door flew open and Olga Dmitrievna came in. Lounging around again, huh? Just resting. It's so hot out there. Go and help Slavia. She was asking around. Where? I asked lazily. On the sports field. Reluctantly, I got up and headed out. I should really air my brain out anyway. There were a lot of people at the sports grounds. Some were playing football, others were playing badminton. Younger kids were just chasing each other. Semyon! Slavia walked up to me. You require my assistance? I asked, all official-like. Yeah. Listen, did you take the infirmary key? No. Why me again, anyway? Well, you were there a lot recently. I guess she is right. No. Maybe you know who did? No. Why? The nurse came up to me and asked for my key. You know that I have a key to every building in the camp. She said hers went missing. Oh, did it now? I might know who that was. Could she have lost it? I shrugged. No, she always says she couldn't have. I don't know, okay? Okay. She smiled and ran off. I headed to the camp leader's house, determined to get some sleep after all. Olga Dmitrievna wasn't there, thank God, so I fell on the bed and lost consciousness. That was quick and easy. I don't exactly remember what I dreamt of, but it left a heavy impression, as afternoon naps often do. I put some effort into getting off the bed and looked at the clock. It was just after 7. No, not surprising if you think about it. I should have expected to sleep through the day. Although, as it turns out, I missed dinner as well. That thought made me uncomfortable, and I headed to the exit. I stopped on the threshold and thought of what to do next. I don't know how long I would have stood there. My head was still heavy after sleep, if someone hadn't called out for it to me. Slavia was quickly walking towards the cabin. Semyon, she started, breathless. Are you sure you don't have the infirmary key? Of course not. Why would I need it? Well, do you know who took it? No, I don't. Why? Well, something has gone missing. What? Something important. Slavia hesitated. Some medication. Maybe a bottle of vodka. So all this disturbance was started because of some medicine. Although, I pondered, I have the bottle in my cabin. Did she mean that? I tried to keep my face as still as stone, without doing anything to give myself away. Okay. I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay, Slavia said in frustration. I looked at her and tried to figure out how bad the situation was for me, or whether I was in trouble at all. On the one hand, the vodka, I did. Steal it. Then again, she's saying it's gone, as in disappeared, all by itself, with no external influence. Did Alisa steal it for the date? That could definitely be it, you know. Although it's highly unlikely that she would say that a bottle of trophy vodka was stolen from the infirmary. So the way it was said was okay. The problem was different. I suddenly got really scared. What if they find out that was me? Even if it wasn't about the bottle, they'd still find it while looking for what was gone. Basically, I had to get a move on. And the main thing to do right now was to get rid of all the evidence. I jumped into the cabin, shoved the bottle under my belt and raced to the forest. Burying it somewhere was the best decision at the moment. Dude, just pour it out! Well, and throw the bottle away, I guess. But burying it seems stupid. I took my time looking for a spot, never noticing night falling on the camp. A familiar voice surprised me. Hey! I struggled to turn back, making my face look as casual as possible. So, what's going on here? Oh, I'm just having a walk. My voice sounded calm, but I already understood. I couldn't fool Alisa. Alone, at night, in the woods. Well, yeah. What's wrong? Nothing. Nothing at all. She stared at me. Okay, then I'll, hold on. Aren't you forgetting something? Don't think so. We had an agreement. Dude, how fucking slow is this guy? About tonight. I think she's right. There was something like that. Yes, but you see. No, I don't. Let's go. She turned around and gestured to me to follow. I thought there was no point in arguing. Any word or action could give me away. And then, sighing had followed. No way! Is heavy metal Detroit that old? I did not know that. Holy crap, I remember seeing this this anime. I didn't like it, but the intro song was pretty badass. I will put it in here for you to hear it. But damn, I did not expect that. It was a couple of minutes before we reached her cabin. While we were walking, I was busy trying to find the best time and place to ditch the vodka, but Alisa stayed so close that I couldn't manage anything. Well? She stared at me. Well, what? I was so nervous that my hair was wet with sweat. The only thing on my mind at the moment was how to adjust the bottle so she wouldn't notice. What do you say? About what? Alisa pondered. Okay, I guess you're right. I brought you here, so I'm the one to decide. Okay. I agreed, I'm sure. Hold on a minute. She reached under the bed and in a few seconds pulled out the bottle of Stolichnaya vodka. Yeah. I was shocked. Surprised, huh? Oh, of course. Not by the vodka itself though, but by the fact that it was the exact bottle I carried to the infirmary in the morning. The murky contents gave it away. So, Alisa looked at me teasingly. What? What? Wanna take a shot? I didn't even know what to say to that. What she had was just rotten water. The real vodka was in a bottle under my belt. Well, I kind of, don't tell me you don't drink. Alisa pouted. I don't know. No, I just, alright then. Just a second. In just an instant, Alisa got 2 glasses and filled them to the brim. Let's do this, she said, giving me one of the glasses and downed hers before I could answer. She gasped. In a moment she realized. What on earth is that? She started spitting. They call this vodka? Despite my difficulty, I couldn't help laughing. What are you laughing at? Alisa shouted, red in the face. I'm asking you what's so funny. It actually is funny. So you're having fun? Drink yours. We'll see how you laugh then. I had no desire to try the stale water, but just to avoid making her suspicious, I asked, "So, how does it taste?" "Like rotten water," Alisa said, upset. "I was just going to relax a bit. Have a cultured timeout, and then it's a cultured timeout," I repeated, as a new bout of laughter bent me in half. "Hey, stop it!" Alisa shouted and jumped at me. She was trying to hit me, or bite me, or something. Maybe her plan was to crush me to death with her authority. I just grabbed her hands, and all she could do was gasp in a powerless anger. All was going fine, but then Alisa's leg slid and she began to fall. She's gonna be on very close to me, I guess. I let go of her hands, so she fell right on top of me, painfully headbutting me in the nose. I moaned in pain, throwing her off and turned to the side. What do we have here? When I realized she had taken the bottle, all the pain disappeared. "Give that back!" I tried to get the bottle back, but Alisa nimbly jumped off the bed and ran to the far corner of the room. "Let's see, huh?" She immediately removed the cap and took a big gulp. In a moment, her face went red and her eyes seemed to pop out of her sockets. "Wait, what is this?" she rasped while coming back to her senses. "That's the actual vodka." I seemed to have come to my terms with my defeat. "But where did you get it? You really thought you had stolen the right one from the infirmary?" She nodded. "Well, it was the right bottle, sure, but the contents..." "Man, you're clever!" She was already starting to slur her words. Alisa came to the window, poured the water out of my glass and replaced it with vodka. "Come on! I don't want it!" "Really, this is not the right time or place." "Drink it or else I'll tell everyone you stole the bottle." "But it was you!" "Well, you have the vodka." "You can't prove that." "You think I even have to?" Alisa said maliciously. Unsure what to do, I stared at the glass. What's important is to get rid of the vodka. This was just one of the ways to do it. I breathed out abruptly and swallowed the contents of the glass in one quick motion. A short moment after, I regretted that. "Got any food to chase this with?" "Wait a second," Alisa said excitedly and pulled a huge stick of ham out of her drawer. "A stick of ham?" I tore it from her hands and bit off a big piece. Dude, they got drunk fast. Phew. So, how was it? You're asking. It's not like I have a full-strength booze every day, you know. I really don't understand how I'd agree to this so easily. Well, how was it? Like double bubble with vodka flavor. Alright, time for another round then. She opened the bottle again and poured us half a glass each. Now you think that's enough? No way! Well, since we've already started, the alcohol was starting its works. Without a second thought, I gulped down the vodka. Alisa was definitely less experienced. She was having some trouble with her second glass. Ugh. How does it? She seemed really drunk already. If you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen, I said merrily, pouring myself some more. Somewhere deep inside I realized it was too much, but the gun was already loaded. How about me? Alisa was outraged. Haven't you had enough? No way! She grabbed the bottle from my hand and started to drink straight from it. Damn. Hey! We have glasses, you know! Screw 'em! She shouted and roared in laughter. This is so cool, she said, catching her breath. Sure, it's not bad. I looked at the bottle. We'd gone through 2/3. I was definitely drunk by that point, and Alisa seemed even worse. Then again, there was barely anything left. I sighed and poured a full glass for myself and half for Alisa. That's all! With these words, she shook the bottle from the window. Hold up! What if they find it? Oh, who cares? We both laughed. Okay then, for all ladies present. I grunted and drank. And for all the gentlemen. She followed my lead. I'm getting busy. Oh, she just, she did, what do you say? Undid her shirt, sort of? Yeah. Oh yeah, she undid a few buttons on her shirt. I carefully looked at her. Has she always been this beautiful? There's a thing called beer goggles, but then again you're also twice her age. So, hands off, man. Or is everyone beautiful to me at this point? Yeah, that's the one. Whichever it was, I could not force myself to look away. You're gonna stare a hole through me if you keep going like that. Alisa laughed. Sorry. Embarrassed, I stared at my feet. I can look if you're so interested. With some effort, I opened an eye and saw her continue to unbutton her shirt. No words could escape my mouth. Besides, who needs words at a moment like this? Oh, we are going full force here. I don't remember if something is oh, something does happen. I guess I will see you guys real soon. The light bulb burned out, or one of us turned off the lights, but either way the room went dark. Yeah, so nothing happened. Oh, or rather something happened, but they don't... It's not like the other novels that I play, you know? I looked around her cabin and thought of something. Where's Juliana? What? You're afraid someone will come in and see us? She grinned warmly. Could happen. I asked her to spend the night at another girl's cabin. Wait, so you planned all this? Well, not something like this, of course. She looked at me intensely, smiled and closed her eyes. Yeah. I stared at the ceiling for a while longer and soon heard a quiet deep breathing. Alisa was asleep. My head ached suddenly. The alcohol seemed to be wearing off. Best thing to do in this case is to follow her lead and get some sleep as well. Before I finished the thought, I was already fast asleep. Day 7. Does it say if it's good or bad? It doesn't. Interesting. I just assumed if we were on the good path, but then he said I would obviously choose Lena, which really threw me for a loop, so we will see if I am on a good or bad path. I might have to double check that, you know. But yeah, that will be it for today's episode. We went all the way with Alisa, it seems. So yeah, now we just have to either have some sort of future with her or dump her, I guess. But yeah, we will see what's happening in the next episode and when we continue this little spectacle. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. And if you guys want to help me out, you can do so by clicking the link down in the description. And I will be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.